Our group chose to cover Chapter 11, Section 2, that talks about barriers to effective communication. Managers spend 50 to 90% of their time communicating with employees, and effective communication is extremely important in coordinating action and reaching goals for businesses. There are many barriers to effective communication, but we will only be covering some in our skits. The barriers we will be covering are filtering, information overload, emotional disconnects, jargon, biased language, and poor/active listening. In this first skit, we will cover filtering. Filtering is a distortion of or withholding of information to manage a person's reactions. Sometimes people will filter information to look better or to avoid someone from getting angry.
Oh, that's good. I see here on your resume too that you put you have skills in Excel. Are you familiar with the PV formula?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, that's great to hear. We'll be calling you or sending you an email.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
The PV formula? I guess I'll figure it out. The second barrier we will be covering is information overload. This can be a barrier to effective communication because when an individual receives too much information in one period of time, it can be difficult to process correctly.
Hey, are you almost done?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to do me a couple more things. Set up the conference call for Tuesday, call HR, and tell Patty to send me the presentation for the executive meeting. Okay.
Did she say order for the people? This third skit covers emotional disconnects. Emotional disconnects can be a barrier to communication because when a sender or a receiver is emotionally distraught, they will not process information the same way as when they were not emotionally distraught. So sometimes when a person receives bad news and they're thrown into a meeting, they might not be able to process the information the same.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still at work. At what time? When did she die? When I left the hospital, she was okay. Okay, I'll try to go as soon as possible. Okay, bye.
Hey, good morning. Can you set up a meeting for tomorrow at 8 a.m.?
Wait, what time did she say? This next skit covers jargon. Jargon can be a barrier to effective communication because it is the language of specialized terms used by a group or a profession. So whenever you're speaking to someone that might not be in the same profession or group, they might not understand the jargon because they've never heard that jargon before. Whenever conducting professional business meetings or in a business environment, conversations should be held in English without the use of jargon so other people don't misunderstand communication.
Hey, I'm ordering the external drives. How many gigabytes do you want?
How many would I need?
Well,
I don't know how gigabytes really work.
Are you going to be using it to sync it up with the system?
Like sending it to the main office? Is that? This next skit covers biased language. Biased language can be a barrier to effective communication because it can offend a group of people. Basically, biased language can offend or stereotype others on the basis of their personal or group affiliation. For example, instead of using the term cleaning lady, one should always use the term maintenance worker or cleaning worker because you never know who you could offend.
Hey, cleaning lady. Can you make this trash?
Sure.
Our last skit covers the most common barrier to effective communication, which is poor listening. Listening does not always lead to understanding in every case. Listening takes practice, skill, and concentration. In this skit, we show the barrier to communication, which is poor listening, and we also show an active listener. An active listener is not a barrier to communication. An active listener is what every employee and manager should be. Active listeners can be defined as giving full attention to the topic at hand and what people are saying, and fully understanding what they are being told. In this skit, find the person who's a poor listener and find who's the active listener.
Hey guys, so we're very excited about this week. Our sales were up last quarter, so we need to keep that momentum going. We're going to release a new marketing campaign on the 18th, so everybody
costs businesses time and wastes money. Poor communication can be improved by the receiver enhancing the probability of effective communication by engaging in active listening, giving one's full attention to the conversation at hand, and checking for understanding by repeating the message back to the sender. Poor communication and barriers to communication cost companies time and waste money. So employees and managers should always work at being the best sender or receiver of a message they can be by actively listening.